Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sheena and today I'm going to be reviewing Cut by Natacha Oceane. Natacha is a fitness Instagrammer slash YouTuber and I've always really liked her content, so I decided to purchase Cut a few weeks ago. Cut is a workout guide which focuses on fat loss through effective fat burning exercises as well as eating to maintain your metabolism. So instead of focusing on restricting your calories and doing hours and hours of cardio, it's more about pushing yourself and doing some HIIT workouts as well as eating enough to make sure your body doesn't cannibalize its muscle mass, which would reduce your metabolism. So I will insert before and after pictures in this video, but it's worth pointing out that the change isn't going to be that it's not going to be that drastic because I was training quite well and watching my nutrition before I started the guide, so there wasn't that much of a drastic change, but nonetheless I will insert the pictures for you guys to see the difference from before I did the guide to after I did the guide. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to talk about 3 things that I liked from the guide and 3 things that I thought could be improved upon. So let's get into it. The first thing that I really liked about the guide was its plyometric day. I really liked this day because it was so different from the workouts that I'm used to doing. I'm sure that if you've been into fitness for a while that you are quite familiar with the idea of like a leg day, an upper body day, a cardio day, or maybe you do like push and pull splits instead. But I hadn't really heard of a plyometric day before, so I really look forward to these days just because it was so different from what I was used to doing. I don't know, it was a great day. Like I always looked forward to plyo day. This brings us into one of the things that I didn't like so much about the guide, which was that there was a HIIT and upper body day immediately after the plyometric day. So with the plyometric day, you do stuff like jumping squats, like so you have weight on you like from the squat rack and you like jump because plyometrics is all about jumping. That gave me really bad delayed onset muscle soreness or DOMS the next day. So for me, I found it quite difficult to go full out when it came to the upper body and HIIT day. Because for example, there would be exercises like plyo push-ups on the plyometric day, which meant that if there was a chest press in the upper body workout the next day, I definitely wasn't going full out and I wasn't pushing as much weight as I should be able to normally because I was so sore. And the same thing, like I wasn't doing my jumping lunges properly during the HIIT workouts or doing the sprints on the treadmill full out just because I was so sore from the day before. Maybe that's just me, maybe other people didn't find that they had as bad muscle soreness the next day, but for me I found that a bit difficult. The next thing that I really liked about the guide was that the HIIT days had a lot of variety to it. So I'm someone who isn't too bad with HIIT workouts. I tend to quite like running on the treadmill, doing like 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off interval splits. But I think you're seeing like a common trend. What I liked about the workouts were when they deviated from what I was used to. So I really enjoyed when the workouts would be like 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off jumping lunges, floor to ceiling jumps, burpees, push-ups. Sometimes there would be like 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off intervals with like a longer 1-minute rest in between like one circuit. There was just a lot of variety, so when you saw HIIT on the workout guide, you never thought like, oh god, more of the same. It was always like, oh, I wonder what it's going to be, like, you know, it made you want to do the workouts. The next thing that I wasn't too fond of was that you did need a lot of extra equipment. I suppose if your gym was really well stocked, you wouldn't have this problem, but for example, my gym is quite basic, and I found that wow, my voice. But my gym, for example, didn't have barbell pads or resistance bands or medicine balls. Well, my gym had medicine balls, but what I'm trying to say is that if your gym isn't really well stocked, you might struggle with some of these exercises and you might have to find like substitutes for it. For example, I didn't have resistance bands in my gym, so I used the hip reduction machine and I did like a few more reps on that instead of crab walks, which you were supposed to do with resistance bands. So there are substitutes, but they weren't specified in the guide, so I feel like maybe that could have been something that was mentioned, like if you don't have this, do this instead. To be fair, she did do that for a couple of the exercises, so I think the one for the TRX hamstring curls or using a exercise ball hamstring curls, she did say that you can do them on a hamstring curl machine instead. But maybe that should have been specified for more of the other exercises. The next thing that I really liked about the app was that you got to put in your data when you did sets with a certain weight, and then after that, if you did a similar exercise later on in the program, it would tell you like by how many percent you increased the weight by, or show you any other improvements that you may have had from the first time you did the exercise, which could have been in week 1 to the next time you did it, let's just say in like week 6. So that was quite nice to see, because obviously you forget, like I forgot, and then to finish the workout and be told like, oh, you have 150% increase on your weight from this exercise to this exercise, you just be like, oh, sick, you know, I didn't even know that. So that was really satisfying. But that brings us back into another thing that I didn't like about the guide, which was that it runs on this app called Athlete. A lot of the things I say here are quite similar to what nappy-headed Jojoba said in her review video, which isn't surprising because we're reviewing the same guide, and therefore it's not that implausible that we have similar opinions. Anyway, I have the same opinion as her, which is that Athlete is not the best platform to run on because it crashes a lot. There was once, I remember, I couldn't even get into the app. I think there was a system failure of some sorts, and basically I kept typing in my username and password and it kept telling me that, oh, I don't have an account, and I was like, yes I do, and it just was really frustrating, and I didn't get to do my workout that day, so that's something that needs to be improved on. Not just that, but like if you're halfway through your workout and you've input all your data and the app crashes, that obviously means that you lose all of the sets and the weights for those sets that you put in, which means that you don't get that satisfaction of seeing the improvement unless you go back and input all your sets, which I didn't do a lot of the time, so it was a bit annoying. And that's pretty much it, but I did think of one more thing that I actually really liked about it, even though I've already used up my 3 good things and 3 bad things, which was that when you are doing the program and you go to watch the videos of the examples of Natacha actually doing the exercises, it doesn't cut off your music that you're listening to, which is really, really nice for me, because I hate when you're trying to look at a demo for an exercise on like YouTube or something, and then it just cuts off your music and then it comes back on when you stop and goes in and out, because I feel it really kills the mood. But with this, you didn't have that problem. Like you got your whole track, and the video just played silently in the background. So that's just one more small thing. I didn't think it was a big enough pro to like include in the things I loved about this guide, but I did enjoy that part. That's all that I have to say about the guide. I would recommend it to people who are looking for a good workout guide because I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I would do it again, just because I think that I'm glad that I realized this through purchasing the guide, but I think that I am more of a go to the gym and see what I feel like doing that day type of person. But if you are someone who enjoys a set workout routine and wants to know exactly what they have to do in the gym that day, then this guide is definitely a good one for you. I think it helps to save a lot of time as well if you're someone who struggles to think of exercises to put into a leg day or a upper body day. This guide gives you a lot of examples of exercises that you may not ordinarily include in your workout. So that is all that I'm going to say about this today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you out if you were debating purchasing this guide or not. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Because it kind of kills the... I can't speak English.